but I'm a prime hater, so this is a great lens.
Dang.
Yeah, sorry.
We won't have that fight again. We've had that fight too many times.
One focal length? Are you serious? One? What is up, people of the internet? Welcome back to another episode of the Waveform podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Marques.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm David.
And yep, don't adjust your calendars. This is, in fact, not Friday because this is a bonus episode. We figured we had some things that we wanted to try. Fair warning, this is probably best consumed as video. So if you're an audio-only listener, I would recommend video for this particular bonus episode because
Ian.
Yeah, we're playing with some cameras today. And the images that we've taken from the cameras. And the way we want to frame it is we've got a couple of the...
frame it?
Yeah, it was unintentional pun.
Museum quality glass.
I'm going to probably make more of those puns. But we have some of the most hyped cameras on planet Earth in this room, and we have been using them. David's been using tons of different cameras.
That's right.
But did you do the reverb thing in other people's headphones? I just heard a tiny bit of reverb.
What?
Yeah, there it is. The reverb is funny. But we've been taking pictures with all these cameras, and we figured it was worth talking about the cameras through the lens of the photos we were able to get with them. I'm really good at these puns.
Nice.
I don't know if you've noticed.
It's good.
But David, you're our sort of resident camera expert.
Actually, I have an apartment.
Our resident residential camera expert.
That's right.
And so we figured we would show you the photos that we've taken on these cameras, and you can tell us what you think of the images while we talk about what it's like to use the camera to get these photos, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Does that make
like
sense?
that.
Yeah. I think that makes sense.
This is basically us just like yearning for David's approval. So I think this whole episode will go fine.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. You should do compliment sandwiches so that we don't feel too bad about how bad our pictures are.
Yeah, I'll be like, the color's great, the image is shit, but you're,
Composition, horrible.
But you tried your best.
But you tried your best, buddy. No,
This one's going right on the fridge.
I want to start this episode with photography is subjective.
Oh,
so
good
if I
call.
like something or don't like something, it doesn't mean that it's not a special picture.
You are picking a winner at the end.
In that case.
No, I would like you to do a camera superlative or a superlative for each camera by the end of it. So kind of like your this is best
The story
camera
of a
for
girl.
someone might doing this.
Okay.
Who might be doing something like this.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can do
What
that.
should-
So like if you were writing like a SEO-driven buying guide for a camera website.
Best camera 2025 travel X100V photography road trip
film emulation,
cheap
Kodak,
Perfect.
Kodak under
Nailed it.
$100.
Leica, Switch 2.
Switch 2. Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah.
That would be the SEO.
So we've each taken a handful of our selects, I think 3 photos each from our camera of choice, and we've all put them on David's computer.
Okay.
You haven't looked at them yet, right?
No.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Who do you want to look at the photos from first?
Should I know whose pictures they are?
Oh.
I would like Oh.
Yeah,
well,
I
they're
guess
all
so.
labeled by name.
Well, what you
so
can
you
do-
kind of
I mean, if you want, you can take them all and put them in a separate folder. Are the actual images labeled by name?
Well, so
Yes.
Oh.
I would like you to know, because I think in the process of talking about the photos, that's a prime time for
Or is it a
the
zoom?
person who took it.
A zoom
There's
time.
only one zoom, I think, or maybe Ellis has a zoom. No,
Just me.
they can talk about why they like the camera and things
Okay.
they like the camera. Maybe that's why they're taking photos like they did.
Okay. Well, to start, why don't you all pick a number between 1 and 10, and closest delta will start.
Okay.
1 and 10.
Who goes first?
1 and 100.
Let's pick a number between 1 and 10 to see who goes first.
1 and 100.
I'm
1 to
going
100.
with 99.
Okay.
Gretzky.
Wait, I didn't come up with the number
Yeah.
yet. Sorry.
You need to do that first. Whoever's closest to David's number. So you
okay.
think of a number.
I came up with one now.
Okay.
It's
now-
99. I'm just kidding. All right.
1.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
99.
Okay.
82.
Nice.
42.
All right. It was 77. So Marques is closest.
Wow. Okay. I'm going first.
Very good. Okay.
All right. Open that Marques folder on your desktop there, and you should have 3 images. I want you to start with Marques 1.
Okay, Marques 1 opening.
So I'll do our best for our audio listeners, but really this is going to be a very descriptive podcast. You see image 1?
This took a really long time to open.
I will start with why. It's 100 megapixels.
Why?
What camera is it?
So, that's a good place to start. So my 3 images, I feel like a top chef explaining. My ingredient of choice
What
was...
have you prepared for us today, Chef
I've prepared
Marques?
images from a Hasselblad X2D Mark II using the 35-100 prime. Zoom, obviously.
Yeah.
This is a brand...
Can I interrupt you? Because I feel like there's a funny story before you launch into this, which is
Sure.
this camera came out and you turned around from your desk and faced the office and said, everyone tell me why I shouldn't buy this. And we all gave you tons of reasons. And then you went, you're right. And then you turned around and you bought it.
Yeah.
Asterisk, this is not the one I bought.
True.
I bought one from B&H who has pushed my delivery date back by weeks and weeks and weeks at a time. It is currently mid-December. This is a review unit from Hasselblad that I've been shooting with in the meantime. However, I did buy this exact camera and this exact lens.
They got like 3 weeks until DJI is banned, so...
Yeah, I am
See what
crossing
they
my
can
fingers
do.
that I actually get the one that I bought because
Yeah.
I think they have my money. No, so this is a new camera and a new lens that they made. I've shot with Hasselblad stuff before. This one has, you might have heard about this camera. You've probably shot with it already. Has better autofocus. Has built-in HDR, which you will notice in my images. So I'd like you to open
true.
image number 1,
Okay.
and I'll talk through why I think each one of them is my select.
I'm going to turn the brightness all the way up so we really get that HDR.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Do you see image number 1 too? So this image number 1 here is the first hour of me owning this camera, of me having this camera. And I shot this photo of Adam.
This is the photo you said was the best photo you've ever taken? Is that what you said?
Yeah, why are you so surprised?
Okay.
It's subjective.
Sorry.
Relax.
Yeah.
So number 1
Okay.
is, like I said, it is a 100 megapixel medium format camera. This is fresh out the box, aperture priority. I haven't even really dialed any settings yet, but it nailed the eye for autofocus on Adam's face. And Adam is completely backlit in this picture. So sun is streaming in the background, as you can see in the parking lot and in the windows. But in the shadow detail, which I have pulled up a little bit, you can see Adam's face, the black hat he's wearing, and shadow detail like crazy. And feel free to zoom in super far.
The zoom, like
Yeah.
the sharpness of this photo and
Adam's-
quality is
Adam's table tennis racket is so messed up that it looks like there is like shutter drag near the top of it.
Yeah. It's a...
but it's just that this is picking up
Rolling
the
shutter.
fibers that
Yeah.
are falling off of it.
Marques, this photo is 11,000 pixels wide. This is a JPEG that is 16 megabytes.
I've given you all of the pixels. It is huge. But this is part of my obsession with imagery. I've been shooting 8K video for years. I love croppability and malleability. And I had to relearn Hasselblad's focus software to really take
Oh,
advantage of
right.
this.
So you edited this?
A little bit, yeah, just
Okay.
to get my exposure right and, of course, to dial a little bit of HDR in. So you can see little highlights in the trucks in the background. Yeah.
It is interesting to see a camera that can shoot HDR that is not a phone.
Yeah,
Because
and
we're
it
so
looks so
used to
much
phone
better.
photos. Yeah, it looks a lot better. And you can see more of the benefits of like what HDR is good for on a real camera. I think seeing all the shadow detail, like because he's so backlit, is beneficial. I'm assuming you bump the shadows a little bit so you can see,
little bit, yeah.
see more in there.
Yeah. Lot of dynamic range.
Lot of dynamic range.
The gradation through, like, you can see the blue in the sky. It's incredible how much is actually in
That's
the
true.
exposure
That's true.
in a totally backlit shot like this.
Right.
Yeah. So that's photo number 1.
Okay.
I feel like you didn't seem to love it,
Well,
That's my fault. That's just because I'm in it.
but it's like it's
'cause it's
it was
Adam.
one of the first. Again, this is in the first hour of testing this thing.
is your reason why this is your favorite photo? Because I took a little peek by accident at one of your other pictures, and I just the thumbnail, I liked it more. Is the reason that you liked this photo so much more the technical aspects of like, oh my god, everything is in the tone curve?
The reason I like this photo is because, so one, I've shot with Hasselblad a lot in the past, and you have to be very intentional about nailing your settings on each exposure and like being super, super slow with every shot. And this one, I pulled it out the box, put the lens on, and just started shooting to the built-in internal storage. And this was an effortless capture that I think is impossible on 99% of cameras. So I was just like, this sort of power in a zero skill photo was impressive to me. That's why I like it.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to photo number 2.
All right.
Photo number 2 is vertical. It is 11,000 pixels tall this time. And this is me Andrew shooting a photo. I don't know if the photo Andrew shot while in this photo is going to end up on the screen. But
you can really see the HDR on this one.
Yeah. Okay. So the photo now is a pretty symmetrical shot of down these train tracks. Andrew is crouched in the middle of the train tracks taking a low photo. He's mostly in focus. It's got the leaves falling in the background from the trees, the train, tons of garbage because it's carny, and nothing is lost to dynamic range. Again, you see the HDR, you see the pumped sky and the highlights of the rails, but there is a ton of dynamic range as well.
Yeah.
And this was not cropped at all. I nailed the frame in camera. Yeah.
Wait, I have a question about this one.
Yeah.
The camera in general, does the camera give you 2 files? Like one?
Yes.
Okay.
It gives me a RAW and it gives me an HEIF.
Cool.
And I took the RAW each time. The HEIF looks good and it's sharp, but color-wise and dynamic range-wise and obviously malleability-wise, I was playing a little bit more with exposure with the RAWs.
So the HEIF has the tone map for the HDR built in.
Yeah.
Does the RAW only apply a tone map once you bring it into the Focus software?
Does the RAW only apply?
Because a RAW is not a container, so it can't store the tone map data.
It allows me to change a lot. It specifically, and if I'm reading the UI right, it allows me to change when the data is lost to HDR, like pure highlight, and also when exposure is gone separately. So it's like if I move the whole exposure up, I can see the top of the exposure, like a little bracket of like when it's going to pop in like HDR or whatever. And I can also see the end of like when it's going to be pure white.
Oh.
And they're separate.
David, can you explain our listeners definitely all know what this is, but I do not.
I probably don't either.
What is a tone map?
Okay, yeah. So a tone map is basically, so in an image you have like a luminance like value, and you've also got like color saturation values. A tone map for HDR is basically looking at the bright and dark areas and saying like these areas need to have more tonal range here. So in order to have HDR, you like in the container, the HEIF container or the HAC container, you have the regular JPEG or HEIF or whatever it is, and then you apply the tone map on top. And so I'm assuming the Focus software can also create a tone map for RAWs, while the camera itself is creating an HDR tone map just for the HEIC file.
Got it. So it's almost like an extension to the lookup table that's like built into it. Got it.
Right. It's like an HDR tone map.
Yeah.
Thank you
And it's
very
built
much.
in. It only does this for certain shooting modes. I'm trying to remember which ones. I think full manual it won't do HDR,
Oh,
but everything else will.
interesting.
Either way, yeah, it worked out, I think, beautifully for this image. You can see the sun glowing off of the trash bag next to Andrew.
Beautiful.
It does, to be fair, it also does glow down the entire train track.
The rails.
Which is
Yeah,
really
I was
cool.
gonna say this photo really accentuates the HDR in that the train tracks are glowing, but there is still detail in them, which kind of shows off the benefits of HDR there. It's like it's super bright, but you still have that detail, whereas normally that would just be lost.
Yeah.
I think the Hasselblad natural color profile that they built for this camera is also shining here, because if you zoom into the areas like near his feet where like the grass and the wood is
Really
and the
accurate.
dirt, it's very, very nice looking dirt. Like it's just that very natural color that isn't like too saturated or too washed out.
Yeah.
It's kind of a good middle ground.
The white balance was also sort of warmed a little bit in post. And
okay.
Because it was golden hour and it just looks
Yeah.
really good when it's warm like this.
Yeah. And the trees look great. Yeah.
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 All the garbage everywhere, so detailed.
Unfortunately, yeah.
When he took this picture, I was like, does it look like I'm taking a picture? He's like, yeah, you can totally tell. I don't think you can tell at all. I just look
He's
like I'm like
crouched.
squatting.
Squatty
on a
potty.
tree.
Crouched on the train tracks.
It's like the dog I walked past this morning.
But yeah, this one. So I shot a couple versions of this while you were squatted there. I shot like one at like f22 and then one at f10, and then this one's at like f9. I think is my wide open one, or not wide open. It's my most open one.
Oh, really?
And I think it looks best.
Did you shoot a shallower one?
No, this is the shallowest one.
Okay.
Sorry. I shot like an f22 one that looks a little more distracting in how much is in focus.
Yeah.
So I like this one.
Cool.
My picture from that came out terrible.
Oh. Well.
But I also had a 20% bloom filter on, like with golden hour blaring.
That's the best one.
Oh, I hate bloom filter.
Make everything look like you smeared a little Vaseline on it.
Yeah, for real.
All right. We're moving on to the last Marques photo.
Last
here.
but not least, this one I took in a
Cattails.
very exotic location. I'll let you guess.
Kearney, New Jersey.
Yeah, it's about 40 feet to the left of the last photo.
GPS overlay puts me in the same place. No, this was also golden hour shooting almost all the way closed, but I just feel like the light coming through the plants here, everything being in focus, and the sky doing this really nice thing with the clouds in the background. I shot this and thought, this is one of my nicest wallpapers. This is going to be a wallpaper.
No, yeah,
on my
for
phone.
sure. I like this more than that first photo of Adam.
Yeah.
Thanks. This is literally a picture of grass.
But it's
Okay,
tall,
and you
warm
like it more
grass.
than most of my photography is pictures of grass. So, yeah, no, I think the color is the natural color really shines here as well. The fact that you can see all the detail in the clouds is really nice. It really gives it that sort of like fine art photography look.
Yeah.
I think what might have been interesting is going to the other side of the cattails and shooting against the light, since the HDR really allows for that.
Yeah. I have a couple of those. It was getting some lens flare too. It was getting kind of crazy.
Okay. And I think the gold of these cattails could kind of come out a little bit more.
If you want to really be wowed by the resolution, zoom all the way into the rightmost branch and you can count the individual berries on it.
How many megapixels is this camera?
100.
Each one is a 100 megapixel shot.
God.
You can see the like little
Well-
white markings on the bark of the like tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, the detail that this keeps is just wild.
It is crazy. It is.
Is that why you prefer this camera, Marques? Just the details?
This is why I keep saying this is the greatest camera ever made. It's because it lets me capture as much as I possibly can to then have the most flexibility in post. So as long as I nail focus and roughly get the exposure and the framing that I want, the rest is possible.
Yeah, it's a shame that it's digital. I can't tell if these like white spots on the back of the cattails are haloing from some sort of artifacting, or if it's just
That's
light.
part of the plant. I think they have this sort of a cottony seed that comes off, and the light's going through them, so you can
I
see
think on the
them all
backside
really well.
because it's coming from behind right now.
The sun.
The sun, yeah.
Yeah.
Literally takes like a couple seconds for my computer
I think
to
it's so funny.
render parts of the image when I move around.
You can be like zoomed in and be like, "That's a nice picture," and then you just keep zooming,
zooming
out,
out.
and you realize it's like 1/16 of the frame.
So
Well,
anyway,
very
those-
nice, Marques. Very
Thank you.
nice.
Those
Very
are my
nice.
3 photos with a little HDR to brighten your day.
I'd say if I were to rank these,
Oh, sure.
photo 3 at my favorite,
Cool.
photo 2 at my second favorite.
Cool. And
You can
photo
say it,
1
it's
is your
okay.
third favorite. Podium.
You can say it.
Let's go.
Top 3, top 3.
And number 1 is number 3 for me.
Awesome.
All right,
It's not because it's Adam.
No, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
I love Adam. It's just because I never get to see you outside of work.
Can we do a
Yeah.
something you would like to see Marques do with this camera that could potentially
Oh, like something
How
the
could I
camera
say-
would be good for?
yeah, like some whether it be a subject, whether it be a setting change on something. What would you like to see out of
I
that
think-
camera?
Landscape photography with more like possible layers and subjects, because the landscape photography that you did here is sort of like there's only like 2 major things, with the cattails. The benefit of a camera like this, both because it's so high megapixel and because it's got so much tonal range, is that you can create all of these different layers and you can zoom into different areas and really like capture the breadth of the scene. And things that are already sort of tight and zoomed in, you don't get as much value out of that resolution as much, and also the tonal range.
Is taking photos.
Is this distracting?
The landscape of my face.
I feel like
Yeah.
this is. I hate to bring it to like short form but this is a like short form trend right now where it's like you see this beautiful photo and then
I
they
hate
pull
those.
out and it crops. Okay.
Oh, sorry. He's like, no,
That's just my brain rot version of
what I
knowing what you're
see,
talking about.
what I take. And it's so annoying.
All right, Marquez, is there anything else you have plans on doing with this camera?
Yeah.
I just want to get out more with it. I do want to do more product photography with it. I think that's my favorite type of photography, mostly because it's super controllable and you can kind of be as creative as you want and nail a single shot. So I'm going to definitely do more of that, but also just kind of take more photos in general.
Keep it in your back pocket.
Remember when you first saw this, you were like, I will not take more than 700 photos with this camera?
Did I say that?
700.
It was something like that.
Oh, I've taken that many this week.
I was going to say,
Oh,
do you
wow.
plan on, as your mind changed on that, like you want to bring this with you and shoot more often?
Yes, I've been trying to shoot more with a real camera not more than my phone, but more with a real camera, less with my phone in like shots that I want to be good.
And the lens is a 35 to 100 2.8, right?
It's
Compact.
2.8 wide, and I think it's 4 all the way in.
All the way in.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's expensive.
Very.
The body is 7,000 or so. It is cheaper than the last generation, surprisingly, even with the tariffs. Yeah. The lens is a lot. Also a lot of money.
But I'm a prime hater, so this is a great lens.
Dang.
Yeah, sorry.
We won't have that fight again. We've had that fight too many times.
One focal length? Are you serious? One?
Zoom with your feet, man.
Not even two? That's
Zoom with your feet, bro.
crazy. Yeah.
All right, so Ellis,
David.
tell us about your camera.
David, I'm glad I'm sitting next to Marquez for this because how many megapixels did you say yours was?
Is it 102?
It's a 18.
Yeah, it's 102.
102.
This camera has 18 megapixels.
18? Okay. That's
18
fine.
megapixels. Does your camera have in-body stabilization?
Yeah, I think it's some like 7 stops or something.
Yeah, mine
crazy.
doesn't have any.
None.
No. Does your camera have a full-frame sensor? No, it's bigger. It's medium
big.
format. Yeah, mine
Format.
doesn't. APS-C.
Okay.
Your camera have autofocus?
Yeah.
No, mine doesn't.
Continuous.
That's
Oh.
crazy. I mean, I think mine does, but I don't have any lens that use the autofocus.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
What other features does your camera have?
Ellis's camera is just like a box with a hole in it.
Yeah.
Pinhole, baby.
Anyone?
Digital pinhole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I generated images. No, I'm just kidding.
My camera has a 3-inch screen,
Okay.
max shutter speed of 1/4000, which is pretty slow.
Workable.
4,000's fine.
Get this, my camera has
It's normal.
aperture priority.
That's great.
Check that out.
That's great.
A continuous shooting mode of 4.3 frames per second.
Okay.
If you hold that down for 2 seconds, the camera
Definitely
crashes.
faster than that.
Sick.
That's not a joke.
Sick.
This is the 2012
Yes.
Canon EOS-M in Panda.
By the way,
The worst colorway it comes in.
cult camera because it's actually quite good for video.
Yes.
Yeah.
So would you like to know why I bought this terrible camera?
For video?
Yes, because there's a community of people that do this sort of crowd-developed open source thing called Magic Lantern,
Yeah.
where old Canon cameras, it's like an open source firmware hack that puts lots of really cool features in this camera, the most famous of which is 14-bit raw video.
Yeah.
It's very noisy raw video,
Yeah.
but it's 14-bit. Works better in 10-bit. You can overclock the SD card, which I did not know was a thing
Holy smokes.
before this. And I also bought this
like a good
camera
idea.
because I was really interested in getting into vintage glass. And the EOS-M system, which I believe is called ES-M, has one of the shortest flange distances of any lens system.
A flange distance is the distance between the sensor and the lens mount. If you have a very short flange distance, then you can adapt more lenses because while those lenses have a longer distance between the end of the lens mount and the sensor, you can just put pieces of metal of various thicknesses that will allow it to be perfectly spaced.
You see, and that's exactly what I thought when I got into this. And no one told me that everyone who makes lens adapters is terrible at it. And you will spend so much money going through lens adapters that do not let your camera focus. Now, Marquez, should I tell that? I'll tell that story at the end because, oh my gosh. And it was Belarus. Marquez, you hate prime lenses.
It's not that I hate primes. It's just there's no reason.
Right. So if you were to pick a focal length to be stuck at,
Sure.
what would you pick?
Probably somewhere in the medium telephoto, like 35-ish range.
Yes. Marques, would you mind reading the focal length of this lens?
Why is it an 8? Is this an 8.5 millimeter?
That's an 8.5 millimeter
But on this
lens.
tiny sensor,
Let's
that's not
talk
too
about
bad.
equivalency.
Yeah,
okay,
on a tiny
because
Let's talk about equivalency, everybody.
okay, 8.5 millimeters. That's also a TV lens.
It's a
for an 8 millimeter.
That is a mid 70s security camera lens.
The sensor on a security camera is real small.
Yes.
So 8 mil. Okay, here's another thing. So when people talk about focal lengths, when people talk about focal lengths, you know, they talk about like 8. They talk about 23 millimeter, 35 millimeter, 50 millimeter, 100 millimeter, whatever. That equivalent. There's an equivalency that is dependent on the size of the sensor. So if you have a small sensor, a shorter focal length is actually a bit longer. So famously, Fuji makes APS-C cameras. APS-C is about half the size of a full frame sensor size. And so because of that, you have to do 1.5x, or not half the size, but you have to do a 1.5x multiplicative in order to get the actual equivalent focal length. So if you have a 23 millimeter Fuji lens, it's actually like a 35 millimeter full frame equivalent. There's a lot of math you have to do here. Because this is
Not a lot of math.
Well, this is
Just
a
by 1.6.
okay. Well,
Yeah, the
security camera lens on an APS-C sensor.
Have you
Nonsense.
looked through the viewfinder? There is no viewfinder. Have you checked it out?
Yeah, there's no viewfinder. Does your camera have a viewfinder? It
does.
Yeah, mine doesn't.
Fire it up.
Yeah,
The image
I love
circle
this.
is
Yeah.
tiny.
The image circle is quite literally an image circle.
Yes.
Another thing people don't know. When cameras project onto the sensor, they actually project a circle. They don't project a square because sensors are square. There have been people who have experimented with making circular image sensors before so that you lose less resolution.
What I'm hearing is that you guys are throwing away precious pixels.
Exactly. And
Meanwhile,
you're just-
I'm over here winning.
yeah, so we got it's a circle of images. And so when you want to actually, you know, when you take it into the editing program, you got to crop into a square aspect ratio inside of the circle. It's called calculus. That's what they do in calculus.
I think the simplest way to describe this is looking through the view or the screen of Ellis's camera right now looks like the opening scene of
Pirates
James
of the Caribbean.
Bond,
Oh.
where you're looking
Oh, yeah.
down the barrel,
The barrel
of a gun. at
I,
James
I
Bond.
would describe it much more as like a pirate telescope. Anyway, do you have
Yeah.
any more questions about this camera before we look at some pictures?
Yes. How much did you pay for it?
I got it from, what's it called? MPB or MBP? It's the one that's not MacBook Pro. So I guess that would be MPB,
Okay.
which is like
Mac
a
Pro Book.
used camera site. It came with 2 batteries, a charger, a strap. It's missing a lug, so I haven't really been able to use a strap yet. And I think I paid about $250.
Pretty good.
Yeah. It might have come with, I think.
Yeah, notably that Magic Lantern software, all of the film students when I was in college had Canon T2Is or T3Is or whatever.
Panasonic GH4s. That was
Yeah,
popular.
Yeah.
and it's just a totally different software that allows you to shoot in RAW.
Well, it's
Higher
not.
bit rate.
It's not just that. It's like it's this open source firmware that comes in different modules. So if there's features you want to add to your camera, you go and you grab those specific modules and then you add them. So if you want like focus peaking, for example, grab it, you put it in the camera. If you want the raw video, you grab it, put it in the camera. If you want like crop modes, you grab it, put it in the camera. So it lets you sort of build out the software of the camera for whatever you're sort of doing that day. Hugest asterisk, you will brick your camera doing this. Like you will. Like I don't know how I haven't bricked this camera yet, but you will. So just only do it to cameras that you don't mind just like shredding. And also I just want to say I hate the way this camera looks. I love this guy. I've taken it to multiple countries, fits in my pocket, great battery life, everything about it's so excellent. This Panda colorway is just
This is taking me really, really,
Hideous.
really far back. But the first camera I ever really got to shoot YouTube videos was a Canon T2i. But I was on the fence way back in 2009 between that and a Pentax I'm not going to remember the model name, but a Pentax that would have been, if I had gotten it, black and white, like white mostly like this one.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that I didn't get the white camera.
If I could go back knowing what I know now, because like really, this was like the first camera I ever bought, and I didn't really know what I was going to enjoy about owning a camera, what I was going to enjoy about photography.
Yeah.
I really wish I had gotten a like an older Micro Four Thirds Olympus camera. I feel like it would have had all the things that I would have wanted it to do. It would have been just as adaptable to vintage glass. It would have had a much larger family of ecosystems. It would have had a viewfinder. I would not have had as much fun modding it because that doesn't really, oh yeah, it's a screw mount. There's no latch. You literally like screw it in.
Oh, wow. I guess it is a circle. It's fine. It's fine.
But yeah, so if you think you want to do this, I would highly recommend looking at similarly priced old Micro Four Thirds.
Before we look at Ellis's photos, I think that this is a good example of talking about contrast, because the thing about Marques's camera is that it has so much dynamic range that everyth's a midtone.
Everything is in.
And the HDR-ness gives you a lot of flexibility, right? Because you can make the brights brighter, you can make the darks darker to like add that contrast. But if you keep everything in the middle of the tone curve, which is like the highlights are on the right side, the shadows are on the left side, and then the middle is the middle gray area of luminance, it looks very flat. And to actually get dimension out of images, you need to have contrast. Now, older cameras like the EOS-M, who had, I don't know, probably shot like 6-bit color or something, they could not accept the highlight detail of being outside, you know. So as we're probably going to see in a couple of these photos, we're going to have some clipped highlights. That's fine sometimes. Like sometimes you want clipped highlights.
Excuse you, I know how to use that thing.
No, I know you know how to use this thing. I'm not saying it's your fault. Anyway, let's
Hold on, I want to find the DxO mark. I want to see how many EVs Marques's camera is for dynamic range. It doesn't look like it.
I think it's like
16.
16.
It's 16.
I think so.
Mine is also 16. I'm just kidding. It's 11.
For photos?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Let's look at Ellis photo number 1.
Let's do this, everybody.
Okay.
PNG.
So some nice vignetting in the corners.
Thank you.
You know, vignetting was famously used to draw your attention into the center of the image. In Ellis's case, it was forced upon him.
Feature, not a bug.
But
Can I say something real quick?
sure,
All of the photos that you're going to see today are
Yeah.
completely untouched.
very nice.
They're
is a
all
really good note.
raw in camera.
We talk about famous Canon color. Historically, has gone back pretty far to be pretty good for a very long time. So this is an image of a chair in the studio, but it's got very nice afternoon lighting. Also, we can see the sky detail, surprisingly. It's pretty good.
Want that-
They're a little blown out on the chair in like a small area.
It's more that the shadows are,
Non-existent?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I like that. Yeah, so there's some like really bright areas on the chair. The robot room is very, very dark. There's an air of mystery in there. You know, you don't really know what's in there. I would say overall, I really like the specularness of the highlights. There's some
Yes.
nice shine in the areas
Yes.
that are brighter. There's like a lot of sheen going
This lens is a
on.
little bloomy.
Yeah,
There's also
the
a lot
lens.
of chromatic aberration
Yeah, you
around
can-
the edges of this lens.
What
Yeah,
the
if
hell
you-
is that?
Chromatic aberration is basically like color separation in certain areas. So if you look at
contrast.
because there's white light has multiple wavelengths of color, and technically when they come together they create white light, but if they get separated slightly because of the lens does not perfectly converge those rays, then you get chromatic aberration. And in the window here, there's some blue chromatic aberration coming out.
It's
I like
everywhere.
it. It's cool.
It's like
It's
like
beautiful.
a style.
Yeah.
It's like almost
Yeah.
like there are YouTubers, I won't say who, but who add like chromatic aberration filters to
Right.
their
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah, exactly.
To sort of, and they'll do it around the outside to bring attention to the middle. But it's like anytime there's a super, super high contrast piece, you can see the RGB split around it. It's kind of like a style.
No,
Yeah.
They're trying to be like E.
My take has always been the negative sides of like bad technology or non-advanced technologies can be used as stylistic choices in the future when you have the option to use them, you know.
Bar.
Now, before you continue with your review, David, not just is this a cult camera because of Magic Lantern, I'm actually a member of another cult. another cult that has very fringe conspiracy beliefs that many people
Ellis, where are you going
dislike.
with this?
I'd like to draw everyone's attention to the carpet in this picture.
What does that have to do with the cult?
I would like everyone to look at the amount of textural detail in that carpet. And that is because I am a member of the conspiracy theorist
Such thing
group
as carpets.
The pixel.
that believes in microcontrast.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that this lens and this camera are microcontrast beasts.
What the hell is a micro contrast?
David?
It's the
It's-
little contrast.
It's a very unproven thing.
Is it the 1/1000th of a contrast?
Because, okay, lens characteristics are very... Some of them are big differences, right? Sometimes you'll have the famous Helios 4.2 lens that has swirl around the edges. That's a very obvious lens decision in the production of the lens. A lot of other lenses, when you get to like Sony lenses, right? Because they're just trying to make like, you know, the sharpest possible lens. It's optically close to optically perfect. But a lot of people don't want optically perfect. Now, micro contrast, what people would describe it as is the look of 3D pop. So you know how you can look at some images and you're like, oh, that's a great photo, and then you look at some and you're like, whoa, it has like spatial like texture and it's sort of like
Things popping.
coming out of the image. It's a conspiracy theory. It's a conspiracy.
People argue about it in camera forums all day.
And they
all
talk
night.
about the existence of it and the non-existence of it. They talk about how some lenses are better for it, where other lenses are worse for it.
They'll post like
It's-
data analysis, like trying to prove that this lens has more micro contrast, and
Yeah.
another person will be like, "No, you're reading noise in the sensor." And
Yeah, it's not.
It sounds like trying to like quantify soul in a song.
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
It's
Totally.
pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, how much does the image like pop off the screen? You know, I get the textural feeling that you're saying, that you're talking about.
you could taste that carpet.
You could taste it.
No,
We walked
your dog's peed on that carpet.
and thrown up on it. There is definitely a lot of color noise in the carpet.
Yeah, this is a noisy camera.
Noisy camera. So it's possible that the noise has to do with
this
3D
is
pop.
not to just
you
like
know?
make you explain 10 million camera
I
things.
mean, that's what
this
people
is
come
not
for.
a backside illuminated sensor. So there's
What the hell's a
going-
backside illuminated sensor?
It's where the back of the sensor, it has light shown onto it, which gives it more dynamic range.
Perfect. Thank you.
It's a newer thing.
Less noise.
And by newer thing, I mean like 7 years ago, but this
Yeah.
camera is way older than that. So
Yeah, less noise in the shadows.
my favorite thing about this picture before we move on is I love the way the reflection of the chair comes out of the floor and how
Yeah.
the camera, the lens plus the floor gives it this crazy sort of ghost bloom.
Yeah.
I think that's a really compelling part of this image.
Yeah. No, the bloom out of this lens is very nice.
All right.
She's popping.
So this next
I like this photo.
before you open it,
Yeah,
this
that was
next
the first
photo is
picture.
taken on a different lens,
Oh.
a much more standard camera lens, which is why this is going to look much more just like normal portrait photograph. I lied.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank
Wait,
you.
This is the second photo.
This is the second photo.
Same.
Flower.
Same camera, different lens.
Wow. Beautiful. Straight out of camera?
Straight out of camera.
That Canon color is really popping. I'll tell you that. Oh, Marques
Marques
has
has a thought.
Nothing.
What is this? Is this pondering?
Does anyone want to guess what exotic location I capture these beautiful tropical flowers in?
Your backyard.
Is that cars in the background?
Yeah, this is the parking lot outside of our building.
Nice.
Oh. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
so
we do have those flowers.
to give some verbal description of this, this is flowers with the petals sort of hanging down at the bottom of the flower with the bulb in the center, kind of like they're very colorful. They're orange and green. They are pink flowers. The one on the left, the highlights are clipped. So, you know,
You're right, they are.
could use a little more dynamic range, but overall, I think the bokeh, which is the out of focus areas in this image, are very creamy.
Yeah.
Because this lens gives a lot of that that bloom that kind of like gives it to the bokeh, and the colors are wonderful. And yeah, if there was a little bit more dynamic range on that left flower, I could definitely see this. Actually, even without that, I could see it on my wall.
Yeah, thank you,
Looks
David.
very beautiful.
This one to me looks like a Windows XP wallpaper. And it's shot with a Canon FD 50mm, which is a complete cheat code of a lens. If you want to pretend like you're a really good photographer, get a Canon FD 50mm.
Yeah, the FDs are famously great at micro contrast, right? That's what they say
I'm a micro contrast machine.
in the conspiracy world.
That is a 50mm with the 1.6 crop factor, so it's more like a 70mm. Which is a really funny thing to have as a prime on your camera, to only have like a 76mm lens.
Yeah, I really like this photo.
Thank you.
Very pretty.
Sweet.
All right, let's look at the third picture from Ellis here.
We're back to the TV lens on this one.
Bang.
Oh,
Vignette City.
See,
Population.
This is where the micro contrast starts to look incredible.
Yeah, we've got a believer over here, folks.
Yeah, this is a photo of a tree that's lost all of its leaves in the center, with trees that have not lost all of their leaves around it, as well as the sky and a cloud. And yeah, it's really popping. The contrast is popping really nicely. There's some nice shadow detail. The blacks are very black. There's a little bit of peaking in the top right. It's kind of got it all.
Would you say it's filmic?
Yes. Because the thing I was going to say, the reason I don't like digital cameras generally is that shooting foliage with digital cameras sucks, because there's this process called demosaicing, which we have talked about in a studio video before, where you take the photo and the sensor is like RG, RB, RG, RB, and it's this repeating pattern.
Yeah.
And it takes in these light values, and then the software has to basically put the image back together based on repeating patterns that it notices. But because of that, really, really fine detail is not good for digital cameras, because the areas of contrast get lost in that restructuring of the image. And film is just a dye, so it's very granular in its like tonal shifts. Whereas digital cameras generally have this problem where it's like all of the fringing on the edges is like very, it just looks very like tack.
I feel like it's very tied to the resolution of the shot too.
It's
Like the
related.
more resolution you have, the more smooth it can appear to be.
Yeah.
But it's digital. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still digital. Whereas this, and I think ironically, the negatives of this camera are what give it more of that filmic look, because of the chromatic aberration. The wavelengths of colors are actually slightly separated, so that direct contrast fringing that you'd normally see on a good camera are not there, and so it looks more smooth, more filmic. The trees look more like real trees than you would get from like a high quality camera.
And it lets you get away with how noisy the sensor is on this camera. Like,
for sure.
I think in a lot of environments, this camera and this lens together are just, frankly, like unusably noisy. But when you have, I don't know, sometimes it just works.
Yeah, I like this
This
picture.
photo has simultaneously a ton of dynamic range and almost no dynamic range at the same time. It's really interesting. I like it.
And then you don't have to review this one. I just thought this would be a good thing to bring up. And the bonus pick is one that I actually took with you, David.
Oh yeah.
Nope, I lied. This is not a picture I took with you.
Oh, no.
But when you point this camera into the sun, it shoots rainbows,
Yeah.
Love that.
and I just think that is swell.
That's cool. Yeah. They use that in movies sometimes. Yeah. It's got a really cool effect.
So, David, going forward, what would you like to see me do with this camera more?
Interesting.
Yeah, this one's hard.
This one's hard because
Because it's nonsense.
It's just like, it's so purely artistic.
yeah.
So it's like,
You're
he's
taking-
telling you how to be an artist now.
Correct. You're taking like highly artistic pictures.
Ellis, this first picture, I think everyone in this office has taken a photo of the
Yeah,
robot armchair.
That's why I included it. Because
I love this photo.
thank
it
you.
looks so good.
I assumed one of you guys would also bring a photo of this chair.
I think
Yeah, we've
everyone's
all taken that photo.
Just like
Just the light is nice in
the
there.
light that comes through, especially now when it's at like 4:00 and we're in the office when golden hour hits.
Yeah.
As long as that
Oh, that
wind
3 now.
turbine, isn't spinning and causing
Yeah.
it to like flicker in that area, like it's just a beautiful little corner of our office.
Little alcove.
Yeah.
Very nice.
There's even a dead Astrobot.
Yeah, that's my favorite part.
All right, it's Adam's turn. All right, Adam,
Yes.
tell me about your camera.
It is I, Adam. I'm at the big boy table. This is the Ricoh GR IV. It is one of the most hyped cameras on YouTube, and I love it. So I have been shooting with this for a month or two now-ish, something like that. And this thing is exactly what I want from an everyday camera. It is like one step above my phone, but 1,000 steps below Marques's camera.
Also
like,
Prime.
Also Prime.
Oh, that's why it's so far below.
Yeah. But like I can take this thing out of my pocket and no one bats an eye.
Quite literally a pocket camera.
Yeah, no, it is
So
it's super
thin.
small. It's super thin. It literally fits in my pocket. I don't even need to string it on like a sling or nothing like that. That is basically the only reason I wanted this camera. I know nothing about it technically. It was just, I saw the pictures that were coming out of it and people were like, I was like, okay, those are good pictures. And then I was seeing people just put them in their pocket. And I was like, that is what I want.
The Ricoh GR series of digital cameras, because they also made GRs of film cameras, which by the way were even thinner than that. And
Thinner?
the
Damn.
only way it was able to fit the film canister was in the grip area.
That's crazy.
But the body of the camera was thinner than the film canister.
But if you put that in a hole like the iPhone, that means it's only as thick as its thickest point, right?
Real quick, Adam, is that the regular version of the GR or is that the blurry version of the GR?
It is the regular
Blurry?
version.
Okay.
I want to get a blurry adapter thing.
On the
Yeah.
4, there only is a regular.
Yeah, right now.
Oh,
The
okay.
The 3 has the HDF,
and
yeah.
X,
Yeah,
which
so-
is a 50 mil.
Yeah, this is the Ricoh GR4. It just came out.
This
Like,
is, I think this is
just
the
came out.
newest camera out of all.
Yeah, the
Yes,
newest
it
one.
is. It just came out. And the Ricoh GR3, it got really popular because the Fuji X100V popped off, and then the X106 was popular for a long time, and this became the counterculture camera to that, which is why it's now popular.
Yeah.
Everything's a circle.
Everything's a counterculture.
And instead of releasing the GR4 for many years, Ricoh just decided to make multiple variants of the GR3. So they made the Diary Edition, which is like
Street Edition.
They made a street GR3X, which is a 43 millimeter lens, I think. The Diary Edition, which was like a cream color, but they made an HDF version, which is high diffusion filter, which basically makes the highlights bloom.
I love that one.
Yeah, which you can like turn on and off when you want to, which is nice. And then the GR4 right now just has the regular version. They did announce a black and white version,
Panda.
which I want really
Does
bad.
it have an orange button?
I don't know.
Does it only
I think he
cost
means the
half price?
photos are
Yeah,
black
It's
and
probably
white,
more
Adam.
expensive. Probably more
Never
expensive. Because they're going to make them in a lot lower volume.
Oh,
you know?
interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever understand that.
Making a
Did you watch our studio
black
video?
and white video?
Making a black and white camera costs more.
Oh.
It's lower volume. You know?
It's lower volume production, but it's
I know they take one
You got to
part
really
off.
want it.
They take
Yeah.
one part off, which is,
you have to really want black and white.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that
yeah.
type of
Like that's
photo.
your thing.
Like instead of just sliding saturation.
Yeah.
You have to want that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, GR4, it's APS-C. It is a 2.8 lens.
And it's got internal memory.
This is a prime.
It is.
Yeah,
28
18.3 millimeter APS-C, which is like a 23. Isn't that 23?
It says 28 on the website.
Wait, what is the
28 millimeter equivalent lens
equivalent
on B&H.
So it's kind of wide.
I think that's really true, but okay.
Either way, I like it. It's like the perfect
Yeah.
equivalent for like run and gun type stuff.
Yeah.
And personally, I do a lot of pictures of like watches, like my watch
Yeah.
shots, and having it be a
Right.
little wider that way, looking down, is
Yeah.
awesome while I'm wearing it.
Nice.
When I used the GR3, the thing I didn't really like about it, one, does not have a viewfinder.
I
Which
love that.
Ellis's camera also doesn't have.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to shoot without a viewfinder.
That's half the fun. You don't know what you're gonna get.
The screen does not like flip out or anything. The screen is just fixed, so it's really hard to shoot from like different
David, stop
angles.
looking at your pictures. Just vibes, man. Just press the button.
But like Adam said, when it's just like a run and gun, really quick thing, I think it's pretty awesome.
The thing, the thing I like it. The thing I like the most about it is that when I take it out of my pocket, no one has to pretend to act a certain way. Like when I had my real, I had a Sony A6500 a few years ago, and I had like a giant lens on it, and I would take that to family parties, and anytime I would take
would
it out to like
pose.
people pose, and they start smiling, and they're like, "Wait, let me fix my hair." That does not happen with this camera. I just pull it out and I can take pictures, and everyone's like, "Oh, look at that cute
It's also
little
like
thing."
stark black.
Yeah.
So
It's
very,
very
unassuming.
Low key.
Low
Yeah,
key.
super low key.
camera.
It also does video.
Oh,
Yeah, you want to guess what it does? What kind of video?
I feel like that could do 1080.
1080.
Yeah, 1080.
Yeah.
Just 1080.
Yeah, that's fine.
not even
Mine doesn't do
Not even
video.
4K.
Mine doesn't do video at all.
That's fair. Yeah, but
Literally
you're-
won't even shoot
yeah,
720.
that's true.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Let's look at Adam's pictures.
Yeah.
Picture
it.
numero uno.
Is a spot that David is very familiar with.
This is Central Park.
Is
Adam
Central
and I have been here together many times before. Or is this Prospect Park?
No, that's Central Park.
Central
you're
Park.
right. Yeah.
We're looking at a fall scene. There is some fall color leaves and there's some dead trees.
Importantly, this is not the grass part of the park.
No.
No, it's the water part of the park. Yeah.
It's a water park.
Water park. He exposed it for the highlights so that, the left side of the image is quite dark, which adds a nice level of contrast. But the reflection in the water of the color of the trees is very pretty, very nice. And,
Just Central Park, baby. I did nothing.
it doesn't have a ton of resolution, so it does fall apart pretty quickly when you zoom in.
Yeah, but don't do that.
But don't do that.
He's got all the answers.
But overall, I think
This guy's good.
yeah, this guy's good. Another reason why people like these Ricoh cameras is the straight out of camera color is also quite nice.
That is also very nice.
yeah.
Like I also have it set to also give me the raw if I do want to mess with it. But thus far, I have not felt the need to.
Yeah.
Like what it does is pretty spot on to what I would do.
Yeah. Very
And
nice.
there's also a different setting you could do for black and white, which is cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
All right.
Very good. We'll look at image number 2 here.
Numero dos.
Numero dos.
This would go crazy with HDR.
Oh, shit. This would go, no, Marques, no.
Come on. You know I'm right.
The opposite.
You know
of
I'm right.
That is the opposite of what I want for this
You
photo.
know I'm right.
No, well, this would go crazy with the HDF version. That's what it would go crazy
Yeah,
with.
yeah. This is again a picture of the corner that Ellis had. It's
But,
like a
yeah.
little chair
Little
that we have there.
rearranged.
A little rearranged,
this is
different,
nice.
different vertical aspect ratio. But
Yeah, so the
That
sun
was
is
nice.
shining through the windows, is reflecting off of a picture of a car, and it's got a really big highlight spot, which would look great with the high diffusion filter version.
Yes, give me that, Rico.
The color of the greens are incredible in this. Look very nice. The highlight roll off and the shadow, sort of like the grays to dark colors, are nice. Yeah, this is just it's very nice golden hour shot, and I think the greens are amazing here. And HDR would look terrible.
It would be blasting this image. It would be so much brightness.
It'd be insane.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this
Scroll.
photo.
Yeah.
It's very nice. I like the white balance.
The
everything.
green in the helmet is almost the same as the plant.
Yeah. That's good. All right. And then photo number 3 is, this looks good. Now, I will say, pretty much any camera in extremely perfect lighting like this, like controlled lighting, is going to look awesome. But this is just a quick snap. This is an example of why Adam loves this camera.
Mm-hmm.
It's a quick snap. Clearly, he didn't really try to make it level or,
I actually tried very hard, but thank you.
He clearly didn't try to make
it would have been easier to see if you could see the screen or through the EVF that it doesn't have. But there's a photo of Marques doing the Smartphone Awards live.
Little BTS.
It looks really good. Looks really nice. The color is amazing. The color is really good.
Yeah, I had to take advantage of the set that everyone had because everything was too nice.
It looks great.
Nice lights.
I also like the highlights on that are bouncing off the ping pong table. It's funny that we kind of use the ping pong table as like a bounce card by accident, but it looks great.
This would also go hard in HDR because the key light, that key light over there, stay with me, is just blasting into the camera as well as onto the subject. And this would really cook my irises.
You want to move everything to the middle of the tone curve? What's the difference between a circle and a sphere?
Depth,
What creates depth?
Z-axis dimension.
What creates dimension in an image?
What creates
Micro contrast.
Shading, Marques, shading.
shading? No, you're right. You're right.
It's still here.
That was the longest reverb of all time.
Anyway,
Anyway,
I
yeah,
hate
that's
HDR.
that's why I like this camera because I could do things like this. Because if I had to pull out a whole other camera lens, you would have heard it going off. It would have been too
This
much.
looks great.
This is nice. I saw you in the corner of my eye shooting, and I was like, I'll pretend I'm not.
Yeah, just ignore him.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Wow.
That's what everyone does.
Very good. Yeah, so I think for the person that wants, like Adam said, something you could just pull out of your pocket, literally your pocket, because this is literally a pocket camera. No one's gonna like be posing for every shot. You can just quickly do this. A lot of the people that use did you just take a photo? I don't know. I wouldn't know. People use the GR4, like they really are into street photography.
Yeah.
They're like walking around New York going like boom, 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 boom. Not really even paying attention to what they shoot, just kind of like trying to get that like hyper fast motion in the moment. That's why they make the GR3X, which is the street edition, which is a longer lens that's 43 millimeter. Or 40 millimeter. It's a little more street focal length. I mean, a lot of people use 28 for street too, but so yeah, it is weirdly like twice the price of what the GR3 was.
Yeah,
they like
that's
basically
not great.
doubled the price, and I think they only did that because they knew how popular it was getting, which is annoying. But the images look fantastic.
Also,
Thank you.
I spent a long time between this and I wound up getting an X106. But like I was going, there's a
Spoiler.
1,000 videos comparing the two, right?
Yeah.
And I knew it was small, but when Adam got it, I was like, wow, it is
It's very small.
impressively compact.
Yeah.
And the build quality is really solid
Yeah,
too.
super
Like
solid.
I assumed being that small and the 3s were cheaper, I was like, this probably feels cheaper. It does not at all. It's a super
I feel like a
solid
lot of the videos I saw comparing the two with the X100 series and this one, they were like, it's a lot smaller, blah, blah, blah. But like, they're still both relatively like, no, this thing is small.
Also, fun little trivia: Ricoh and Pentax are the same company, owned by Epson Group, the scanner company and the printer
it all
company.
comes back to printers at the end of the day.
They also own Happy Hacking Keyboard.
They do, which
Really?
is really weird. Very random thing for them to own.
Their portfolio. is
Cool
crazy.
portfolio.
Yeah.
Besides the scanner part. Besides the main thing.
That's the part that makes them money, so they can do all the other things.
Yeah. Adam, I like these pictures.
Thank you.
Very good.
I think I heard that I won this competition, so now I
I've
will.
noticed David being much nicer. No sandwiches. Just
No
compliments.
sandwiches, just
All
straight
compliments. He said, I want any mid.
All right.
right,
Let's
thank you,
bring
thank you.
Andrew up here. All right, Andrew, let's talk about your camera.
All right. I'm going to preface this with
Preface.
I think I am the least camera knowledgeable person here by a long shot. I've understood about 10% of the things you guys have said in this entire episode. But I love watching all you guys take photos. So it inspired me to want to buy a camera recently. Also, having a daughter helps a lot. I take most of my photos of Lane. This probably isn't the best camera to do that, but it's small and I always have it. So like
That's a great camera to do that.
that's autofocus
Yeah.
with how fast she is has been tough sometimes. But I only brought in pictures of other things I've taken photos of because it's still fun to pretend like I know what I'm doing.
All right.
So I wound up getting this. Like I said, I was between a GR3 and an X100. The 6 was the newest one at the time, obviously. And I was looking through a lot of used ones, and people were selling them for like more than what they came out at,
Way
which
too
was
much.
crazy.
Yeah.
And I got lucky enough that someone who actually listens to the podcast was like, yo, I haven't touched mine in forever. Let me sell it to you.
Shout out to him.
Shout out Abraham. That was
He
awesome.
came to my beers and cameras event.
Yeah, dude,
actually.
he's awesome. He's really talented.
We were
also.
following each other. We were going to follow each other on Instagram, and I was like, "Oh, you follow? Or Andrew follows you?" And then he was like, "Oh yeah, I sold him his X106." I was like, "Oh,
It is like kitted out,
Like
yeah. So it
kitted
has a
out.
nice little, and it has a nice thumb grip from Polar Pro.
That's
it has.
dope.
I bought this. I think it's from Open Glass Studio. A little grip on the side.
nice."
And then I have. It's not on right now, but I have the Moment Cine Bloom, the 20%, which is a lot.
It's a lot.
And the Polar Pro Short Stash
Wow,
filter that came with it also. So
That too.
it's
gives it a mustache.
That's what I thought it did.
it's like a polarizer and also 1/4.
Oh, I do need a
whatever that
polarizer.
means.
One-foot diffuser.
Diffuser, yeah. It's fun. The diffusion stuff has been super fun. I don't think any of my photos have it.
Yeah,
But
diffusion is like we talked about earlier with the high diffusion filter. It just makes everything softer and blooming. It actually helps with digital cameras because we talked about the fringing in digital cameras. It's like it makes it better.
it's just vibey, man.
It's vibey.
It's-
Yeah, the reason people buy X100s is because they don't want to edit their pictures very much, and the film simulations are great and they're
Are you
vibey.
speaking from experience there?
Yeah,
like Adam also, I take everything in RAW and JPEG. I haven't touched a RAW photo
Yeah.
since I've done it because the colors are super fun out of this. They're just like, yeah, it's fun to take photos of Lane with it and take photos of stuff. Right now, Christmas time with lights and stuff, and like one of the diffusion filters is just
Super
so
cool.
much fun, to the point where I'm like, I need to put this away and probably spend time with Lane versus just taking
You gotta
photos
get
of
like
her.
a star filter. There's star
Okay.
filters that the specular highlights, like the Christmas trees, will like they'll like turn
Oh.
into star shapes.
Okay,
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
you'll have to show me one of those. All right,
Yeah.
let's jump
All right,
into here to
let's
see if I can pretend I'm artsy.
Oh wow!
Oh, by the way, this is a prime, right? What's the focal
23
length?
millimeter. It's like a 35.
Yeah, like
Okay.
35.
Cool.
Dude, this is a cool photo.
Put
Put a little mat around this, and it would look great.
oh,
A white border.
yeah. This was, I was actually just like at a birthday party, and there was this basketball court that just like you could tell has aged a bit, and I thought the colors of it looked really nice.
Patina nicely.
The sky was beautiful that day,
Yeah.
and there's just no one standing there at all, and the
Double-stacked rim.
grass was just so
What
green.
film simulation did you use?
I think-
classic negative.
I think almost all of these are classic negative.
Yeah.
This may have had the short stash filter on it.
Still don't know what that means.
It's just the guy. I think he's a YouTuber, and I think he made a filter with Polar Pro.
Got it.
So it's his filter.
Yeah, when I preview this, it shows it with like a mat, and yeah, this is
Oh,
a
and
really, really nice looking picture.
Compliments.
Yeah, classic negative is a really nice
Sandwiches, David. Sandwiches.
I hate
HDR.
which is not at all in this picture. No, this is a great picture, Andrew.
Thank you.
I think it's nice.
Yeah, I think I use that. It is so much fun to mess around with like recipes that people make.
Yeah.
Following the like different Fuji subreddits.
Fuji X Weekly.
Yeah, and Fuji X Weekly, and just going through all those and being like, all right, I'm going out and shooting blah 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 today, so I'm gonna start
Yeah.
ISO? Oh, shutters.
shutter speed. But if
ISO,
you pick it
lift
up
it.
and spin, that's ISO. Oh, that's cool. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So Fuji recipes are basically just like preset settings, because in the camera you can change the base film simulation, which they have like they're emulating different old films, but then you can change like the saturation of the blues. You can make it softer. You can change all these settings, and so people will create their own recipes to emulate either old films or just like a style that they like. You know, they'll call it like Italy in the summer or
Pacific
something.
Blues
Pacific
is one
Blues.
that I have that I really like.
Pacific
yeah.
Blues actually was a film though.
Was it?
Yeah, it was a real film.
Cool.
But they've become very popular. People share their recipes online. There's now an app that someone showed me at my Beers and Cameras event where you can just connect to the camera and it will flash the recipe onto the camera.
Is it the Fuji app?
No.
It's not. Okay, then I'll have to get
Yeah,
that.
it's a
from
third
you.
party app.
It's not hard to enter them in. It's all just through the menu settings. And
It takes
stuff,
a while,
but
though.
Yeah, it's a lot of just like the joystick fiddling around and stuff.
And you can
like
save
that.
some presets.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
You will notice for some reason I only take portrait
vertical
yeah,
photos.
yeah, vertical photos
You've been
only.
short form pilled.
Maybe I should have bought the Fuji X half, but
Bro.
yeah, I don't know why I only take vertical.
Damn,
for some
this
reason,
is great.
which is making
this-
it harder to view on a laptop screen because it's
The second photo is of some berries on a bush. It's shot at a pretty shallow depth of field, probably
I think this is
f2,
2, yeah.
and it's snowing, so you can see like the flurries of snow. So it's probably like a 1/15th or 1/30th of a shutter speed. The benefit of this camera too is that it's got IBIS, and so you can handhold it for like a whole second, and it's awesome.
It's awesome as long as
Yeah.
things aren't moving, which
Right.
when I'm taking photos of Lane
is
changes
1/300th.
everything.
That's
It's
what
one
it says in the metadata.
Yeah.
It was
Really?
super
I just
bright
pulled it
outside.
up.
This was
Oh.
midday. It just started snowing when we were in Salem, which
Okay.
which is why that house,
Snow
like
kind of looks like elongated, but
I think it was just
be
big snow,
big snow.
big snow flurries. The house in the background is just like every house in Salem is just this beautiful house
Blue.
made in the like 1800s.
Yeah.
and it's just a beautiful place
The
to shoot.
colors in this photo are awesome.
Thank you.
I really like the
Well,
pictures.
I
mean, the
shouldn't take
colors.
any credit. It's probably all Fuji.
Well, and this is why people buy these cameras,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you can just get stuff like this straight out of camera with no editing.
Okay, now say something bad. I'm feeling jealous.
Damn, it could possibly be. I would possibly straighten this slightly different because you can see the lines in the back are not. They're like angled a little.
This
bit.
is something I
And
think
maybe do this in post. Just
have a
straighten it.
big issue with is I do feel like a lot of my photos are slightly not straight, and then sometimes I have problems
Do you use
straightening
any of
it.
the auto straightening features?
I
or-
don't use auto straightening.
Okay. Also, so on these cameras too, on the on the screen or in the viewfinder. Oh, you have that on.
I have the 2D one on. The
There's a
3D
3D
one
too.
feels like it takes up so much of the LCD.
It does, yeah.
But maybe I should do
Yeah.
it.
I would just try one of the auto straightening features. There's also there's perspective correction in things like Lightroom where you just drag a line down one of the straight lines and it automatically fixes it.
Okay.
Yeah. It goes crazy, actually.
Yeah, it's cool. I use it a lot.
Because sometimes I'll go into the rotation tool, right? And
Yeah.
I'll be like, that line looks off. Fix that into a line in the rotation tool and be like, now this line looks off. And I don't know if that's me.
That's
taking it.
perspective issues because you're shooting this mostly straight on, but that house is like in the background and there's like curvature between the foreground and the background. So yeah, I would use a perspective correction tool, which Lightroom has.
I'll have to find that because I think that would help me with so many. I also am terrible at taking a photo head on of something. I feel like I'd mostly take photos now at an angle because when I'm head on, I realize I'm like 3 degrees off at some point.
Yeah.
And I can't unsee it in a photo and it feels like it ruins the photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is great.
This is a good
Thank
picture.
you.
Yeah,
I like it.
very nice. Ooh, Andrew.
I think this is all subject.
This is not correct.
Andrew came up with this idea for this bonus episode, and I think he's just wanted to show off.
Seriously.
Link in description to his store.
Wow, the colors on this are awesome.
Where'd you find this?
Gosh,
This is
dang.
in Salem also.
Okay, so this is a payphone that has a ton of spray paint and different stickers on it, and then the wall has a big mural on it, but the colors of the mural are the same as the colors both spray painted on and on the stickers of the payphone. So it looks really cool. Looks really nice. Wow.
We drove by this
Dang, dude.
and then I later when Lane took it up walked back to go take a photo of this because I was like, that just looks really cool.
That's
like
dope.
it like matches the mural and it's cool because like the phone cord is like ripped off. Like this is very clearly a thing that hasn't been
old
used
broken
in forever
payphone.
and people just like
Yeah.
vandalized it / turned it into what felt like an art piece on the wall.
That is probably my favorite part about carrying an actual camera versus my phone. Like you drove past it and you were like, I'm coming back for that.
I need this.
I need that picture.
The cool thing is that this is also a 40 megapixel camera, so you can zoom in pretty decently.
Yeah, I like
Looks really nice.
sharp.
I like the angle that you took this a lot. I would be interested in seeing what the perspective of straight on would be. Which is just something you could do in Gemini 3, but
Just make it for you.
just
yeah,
throw
I
this
could.
into
That's
Gemini
wait. That
3.
is a Lightroom thing.
I've
Right? You
actually
said I
already
could perspective
generated.
shift it.
Show me the behind the scenes.
Yeah, they'll probably add that to Photoshop soon. Yeah, the colors of this are great. I think noticing how the colors play off of each other is a big part of photography, and I like the 45-degree angle that you took it at is also really nice.
Thank
So,
you.
Wow.
I think
you,
that's a
Chef.
crutch for me. I think I like straight on photos. I just keep messing it up. Do you have like a piece of
for straight
advice to
on?
making sure you're straight on?
Straight on is difficult because our eyes notice any of those like small tilts more. So using perspective correction is very helpful for
Okay.
straight on stuff because the symmetry is so important and we notice that a lot more when it's straight on.
Okay.
So it's hard. It's kind of hard to get a straight on photo that looks like incredible. You know, you just have to make sure it's perfectly aligned.
The way I do it, when we're doing robot shots is like, because so often the robot's not exactly straight with the object. So what I do is I push the robot all the way to the table till it presses flat on the edge and then pull it back and don't go off
you
that
know it's
axis.
flat, yeah.
I don't think I could do that in real life. Just like walk forward until I'm flat and then walk all the way back and try and be perfect.
Yeah.
I think my train tracks
But-
are pretty straight.
I think that works
Yeah, they're
too.
pretty straight. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I think I would like, I don't know if you have a quick piece of advice because I don't have an example. All of my good photos are center subject, center frame. And I don't know how to, I feel like, correctly balance a photo, which is probably why I'm taking so much vertical because it feels easier to do that.
Rule of thirds is a good like default.
Yeah, maybe I'm just not finding it correctly in the shot, in the framing of what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
I feel like the eye for something. I see all you guys take photos of these like corners of like a bench or and all that, and I just like walk around. I'm like, I don't see that yet.
I feel like that with
everyday
like
life.
car photography. Like I see a lot of people take great pictures of cars, like the hoods, the hood ornaments from different angles, and then I'll pass a cool car and be like, oh, I'm gonna try to get this picture, and I just cannot get it. It's so difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what I've been trying to do lately. Is I want to take this camera out all the time when I'm walking around.
Yeah.
Because when I get back, I'm going to dump 200 photos and I'm going to be like, one of these is cool. And I hate the rest of them. But if I hopefully just keep doing it, maybe I'll have the eye for how I could have gotten that cool scene into a cool picture.
Yeah. It's a lot of like, I think when you're learning, you can look at a lot of photos that you like and try to understand why you like them.
Mm-hmm.
Just be like, what is it about this image that I find compelling, and then try to recreate that.
It's the exciting piece of the beginning of skill development where your taste is above your skill.
Yeah.
And you're like, I know that that's good. I
Yeah.
know why that's not that, but I don't know how to get that to be that.
Right.
It might be the biggest detriment of working here. Like when it comes to media things, the talent and the gear that we have here is so
Yeah.
insane. Anyone here at any time can probably think like, oh, I can do that. I watch us do it all the time. And then you do it and you're like, wow.
Well, that's almost why like
crazy.
the X100 is such a good camera for like 99% of people, because it does so much for you, but it's APS-C, it has less dynamic range than other things. Like Marques's camera, like with the HDR capabilities, the amount that you can do with that extra dynamic range, if you want the creative control to actually do that, is like awesome, and you have all that creative control in what you can do later. Whereas this, it's a much more compressed sort of like amount that you can do with it, but it's so much better straight out of camera for a lot of people. So
give me your H2s. Which are the best for what?
oh yeah, I
What's an
say
H2?
If you're writing an article, an H2 headline is just like the bold part. I can
Oh,
lower nifs.
I can re-say it.
I'd say the X100 series is probably the best like starter camera for anybody, which also pros use it as their secondary bodies to just have fun with. So, it's both a starter camera and just a have fun camera.
I saw a
least
wedding
skill.
photographer doing it. They
Yeah.
had their main camera was some crazy Canon or whatever, and then they just had one of these slung over their shoulder.
I mean, take photos of that at a wedding and people are just going to instantly love it,
I've been on photo shoots where the photographer is taking like 3,000 to 5,000 photos on the main camera, and then every once in a while just pulls out an X100 and takes a couple, and then goes back to the pro shots. It's like,
and then only sends the X100 photos. I'd say that Adams is probably the best for just run and gun, like street work, just being as pocketable as possible, wanting some just like quick snapshots of their life that they don't have to, because even on the X100, you're deciding on what film recipe you want to use, and like you're still doing some work to get it where you want it to be. But for the GR4, it's more about just like in the moment being there. Marques's
some recipes, but
there's
not like Fuji.
Yeah, it has some recipes. Marques's camera is best for the like pro that wants like the most out of the camera possible, the most resolution, the most dynamic range to play with, the most to like
flexibility.
Flexibility to like craft an image with.
If you really like mid-tones.
And then Ellis's camera
100
the
megapixels of mid
most mid camera.
Ellis's camera is the best for cult members who
For micro contrast.
for micro contrast. The thing I do like about Ellis's camera a lot is that in the photography community, there's people will argue and complain about what camera is best, whatever, but there's also the subset of people that just try to do insane shit with like the worst camera possible just for fun, because it's like worse, but worse is also better in 2025 in a lot of ways, because
everything's good.
Everything's good. We're so used to seeing everything with like everything is within, like everything is perfectly exposed, everything's perfectly sharp, everything is, the autofocus is great, this is great, blah blah blah, the resolution's great. So it's almost like a differentiator to see something that is well composed but with a trash camera that has like low dynamic range,
Think
low
about how much money people spend and how much time people spend to like get that chromatic aberration that's in my lens.
That's right.
I think the tinkering aspect of Ellis's camera
Yeah.
sounds like so much fun.
For-
That's the
yeah.
kind of stuff that's super fun. And then when you go take the photo that's good and know what you had to do to get to that point,
Right.
makes the photo.
This is
feel.
why I always say Ellis would be great with an Android phone, but whatever.
Sounds like what I'm hearing. The best camera you can buy in 2025 is the one you already have.
No.
That's the
It's
cop-out answer.
Hasselblad X2D.
Clearly the
It's a Canon
Hasselblad.
EOS-M from
The
2012.
35 to 100. No, yeah, it is definitely subjective. That is the beauty of it. It's basically it's art, and the art will, no matter who you are, will be subjective to who you are. And there's probably a little bit of each of these cameras in somebody's favorite camera.
Yeah.
So
I'm jealous that your camera has LiDAR autofocus. I think that's dope.
yeah, it's great when it works.
That's true.
Well, yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed and liked looking at a lot of our photos, and maybe you have suggestions for how some of us can take better photos as well. Leave your compliment sandwiches below, and we'll be back with your regularly scheduled programming pretty soon. See you soon.
Happy Christmas.
Peace.
Waveform is produced by Adam Molina and Ellis Roven, part of the Vox Media Podcast Network, and our outro music was created by Vane Sill.
Happy Honda days, everybody.
Merry Toyota-thon.
Lexus, December to remember.
Sales event.